Hello. My engagement project topic is Selma, the movie, directed by newcomer Ava DuVernay. Selma, the movie, and the difficulty the producers and developers underwent to make it can be compared to the actual event which occurred 50 years ago. David Oyelowo, who played the lead role in the movie, also played that same lead role in terms of making sure this vitally important film was eventually produced and distributed. Oyelowo, the fine British Shakespearean actor, was present from the beginning when a script written by newcomer Paul Webb was circulating around Hollywood. And Oyelowo would tell anyone who would listen that he was called upon by God to deliver this film to the world. The storyline chronicled the true story of the historic march from Selma, Alabama to the state capital, Montgomery, to secure voters' rights in the state of Alabama, which eventually triggered the signing of the Voter Rights Act by Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1965. The movie walks us through the many trials and tribulations that these brave souls endured, which includes humiliation, beating, brutality, and even death. The movie draws controversy as it depicts Johnson as more of an obstructionist than an enthusiastic supporter that many would like to believe and accept. The primary reason the movie was named Selma instead of King, that it depicts the struggles of many participants and not just Dr. King. It's the first time we see him interacting with his inner circle on the screen. The filmmaker also brings to life the bloodshed and horror the nonviolent protesters endured at the hands of state troopers that gave it the name Bloody Sunday. Selma reveals Dr. King as the vulnerable but vigilant leader of a posse and gallant zealots who were determined to achieve their goal. The Voters' Rights Act was signed by Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1965. The happy ending. Selma is a historical biopic saga. Like other historical biopics, Selma, like most, has its issues. However, looking at an in-depth analysis of the audio, I think the best place to start is with demographics. However, I believe the movie attempts to capture the imagination of liberal whites, hip-hop, young children, and anyone who would seriously consider the narrative's message. But clearly, this film was written primarily for the African American audience. There are 42 million African Americans in the U.S. According to Box Office Mojo, Selma's budget $20 million and its box office receipts, all-time box office receipts, are $52 million. We have to ask ourselves the question, what does this activity suggest or indicate to us? For starters, when we look at Empire, the red-hot television series, it is revealed in an article by Mademoiselle magazine written by Anne Brown that 62% of the hip-hop drama's adult audience, 18 to 49, are African American. However, it is unclear how this impacts Selma's audience, how it carries over. The article also points out that black viewers watch 42% more traditional television than the U.S. composite. It is also clear how this viewing habit affects the box office of Selma. What the research does suggest is that the producers did not capture as much of the market as they would have liked, especially with The Butler and 12 Years a Slave reaching $20 million in all-time receipts. With the verdict still out on Selma, with DVDs and other marketing campaigns forthcoming. By its mere subject matter, many individuals loyal to the black church would certainly be supportive of this project. Niche magazines such as Ebony and Essence, who thoroughly cover the journey of the project and their market following, who would comprise middle-aged educated African Americans, would certainly be interested in the movie Selma. I would also assume that the 25 through 39, 40 through 49, 50 through 59, and 60 age group would be the one to more aggressively support this title. According to an article in the MovieGuide.org, these groups comprise close to 75% of all moviegoers. Selma premiered in Los Angeles and followed to New York, and from there to Atlanta. It had a Christmas Day limited release in Los Angeles. Its wide opening was on January 9th, January 9th. And on March 20th, it had a special U.S. viewing, which I might add did extremely well. The New York City premiere was not without our MLK moment. Ironically, coincidentally, or maybe through divine intervention, this premiere occurs at the same time the court decided not to pursue indictment of police officers for the untimely deaths of Eric Garner. This triggered a bold decision by the director and the staff on the steps of New York Public Library to protest along with many Americans of all races all across the nation. They felt Dr. King would be proud and agree with their action. On a positive note, we have an inspiring gesture from the African American business community. Starting in New York, 27 business leaders in collaboration with Paramount Pictures established a fund that would send 27,000 7th, 8th, 9th graders children to see the movie free of charge. This spread to several other cities, including Boston, Nashville, New Jersey, San Francisco, numbers increasing in New York to 75,000 and nationwide to 250,000. Bill Lewis, co-chairman of investment banking at Lazard, told reporters that, quote, "Our goal was to educate as many children as we could about the historic importance and contemporary relevance of the march in Selma. This gesture was not only a wonderful outcome, but a significant learning experience for the children. This further suggests that the older, well-connected, and affluent blacks were watching the movie as well as in the trenches attempting to see this project through to a successful ending. When identifying the producers who made this movie possible, let's begin with the man, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt and Plan B production company, who seeded Selma, giving it breath. According to several sources, the amount of capital was $200,000. His partners D.D. Garner and Jeremy Kleiner took the helm and saw the film through its course. Next collaborator is Pathé, a London-based firm with French origins. Pathé also produces the historical piece on the life of Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. It's the oldest major firm in the industry still operating, founded in 1896 by the Pathé brothers. They serve primarily as the financier of Selma. Oprah Winfrey, the household name, played the wife in the movie Butler, whose success, along with 12 Years a Slave, foreshadowed bringing collaborators to the table. We can only refer to her as the Angel. Paramount Pictures served the capacity as the distributor. This film did not make it's not a blockbuster. But what I think is important here is its impact that this movie will have on Hollywood. I don't think for one second that the producers in Hollywood will change overnight. But I do believe that it has changed the mindset of key people like Oprah Winfrey. The man, Brad Pitt, seemed to have been there in that space for quite some time. Others need to follow, take a more proactive role. David Oyelowo demonstrated that through his persistence and commitment that it can be achieved. My final thoughts. This project taught me a good bit about engagement. Perhaps nothing that I didn't already know, but certainly revealed to me that there are others who have that heart of a lion. If we, the artists, will write, act, dance, sing, or whatever our talents may be, do it deep from within the heart, we can make that difference. Make that difference to make Hollywood the great place that it can be. And hopefully movies like this will continue to gain ground and gain a larger audience. Thank you.